MovieWeb.com.
Up and at 'em. Sean Jr., you clean this room up before you come downstairs, you hear me?
Okay, big smile. Tuohy family.
He's been enrolled in 7 different institutions, including a gap of 18 months around the age of 10, when he apparently didn't attend school at all.
I tell you, most kids with his background wouldn't come within 200 miles of this place.
Class, this is Mike Oher, and he's new here, so I expect you all to make him feel welcome.
Hi.
Smile at him. It lets them know you're their friend. I'm Sean.
Was this a bad idea?
What's the big deal? It's just for one night. It is just for one night, right?
Find some time to figure out another bedroom for you.
This is mine?
Yes, sir.
Never had one before.
What, a room to yourself?
A bed.
Well, I want to begin by asking you about The Blind Side and this role. Did Leigh Anne is such a strong, courageous character.
That's a good way of putting it.
Have a good opportunity to spend time with her, and did you take stuff from her life to her?
Everything you see is Leigh Anne.
Yeah.
It's only 85% of Leigh Anne, because if you put 100% of Leigh Anne on screen, I don't think anyone would buy it. You have to bring in people slowly. It was daunting. I mean, have you met her? Have you spoken to her?
I did.
Then you see whereof I speak.
But you definitely captured her, from speaking with her. I mean, you were able to capture that energy and that
the accent, the everything. It wasn't easy, and no one will ever be Leigh Anne 100%. You can only get really close. And if you can get an essence to help tell the story, that's great. But it was daunting.
What is it like to see your real life story on the big screen and see yourself played by Sandra Bullock? How do you feel about it now it's all done?
It's crazy. I mean, you sit there and you look at it and you go, wow, that's me, and that's my kids, and that's my husband, that's my house, and ooh, those are my china. It's just the whole thing is just kind of...
Is it difficult sort of reliving some of those more difficult moments of your life?
It's difficult. Most of the setting of that movie was when we first took Michael in through their graduation of high school, and so that's almost 5 years removed from that. So a lot of that you forget. I guess kind of like childbirth, you forget the bad stuff. Things like the car wreck, I just totally removed that, and it was actually more tragic than it was portrayed in the movie. And I sat there and watched it, and I was like, oh gosh, I just you forget the pain that came back. And so some things like that, I've only seen it once.
Okay.
And so there was just so much to absorb at one time. But I left there feeling very good about how they had portrayed everyone and everything, and just was very pleased with the final product.
You want to do what?
You heard me.
Shouldn't we at least talk about this?
What do you think we're doing? And don't act like I'm going behind your back. I know you put us down as Michael's medical contact at school.
There is a huge difference between paying for a broken arm and being legally responsible for someone. I mean, a kid we barely know.
That's another thing. We need to find out more about his past.
He won't talk about it. He's like an onion. You have to peel him back a layer at a time.
Not if you use a knife. What if we took him to a child psychologist or something?
Do you really expect Big Mike to
Michael?
Do you really expect Michael to lie down on the couch and talk about his childhood like he's Woody Allen or something?
So Tim, I wanted to begin by asking you, you're sort of known, you were in Friday Night Lights, so football is kind of, known for doing that. This movie is so much more than a football film, so is that what sort of attracted you to the film and the role?
Yeah, I mean, I love football. I mean, there's no doubt about that, but yeah, when you read the script to this film, when I read it, it was just so much heart and character and determination that the family had, but also that Michael had. I mean, it was one thing for this family to take Michael in and give him a home and give him some stability in his life. But it was entirely another thing for Michael to step out of the world that he knew into this world, which was probably more scary to him than the world he came from in a lot of ways, and decide that he was going to put his head down and really work hard and really study hard and work hard at becoming a good football player and go to college and do all the things that was necessary for him to do. I mean, it was a pretty amazing story.
Stop the car. Big Mike. Hey, my name's Leigh Anne Tuohy. My kids go to Wingate. You said you were going to the gym? School gym's closed. Why were you going to the gym? Big Mike, why were you going to the gym?
Because it's warm.
Do you have any place to stay tonight? Don't you dare lie to me.
Seen that look many times. She's about to get her way.
So Quinton, I wanted to begin by asking, you're so amazing in the film, and you really play Michael with a quiet grace and elegance. I was wondering, did you have an opportunity to meet him? How did you create the role and create what you did in the film?
I actually haven't gotten a chance to meet him yet. You know, his schedule in the NFL is kind of, you know, taking up all his time right now.
Was it all in the script? I mean, was that really where you found the character? You watched footage of him, or how did you?
It was mainly in the script. Like I've YouTubed a couple of videos and everything, saw him play and everything, heard him talk, but I really grasped who he was out of the script and everything. And one of the main things the director told me is that he didn't want me to try to act like Michael. He wanted me to be myself, because in a way, we have a lot of similarities, And he said that was good because it would come off more natural instead of me trying to act like someone else.
How impressed were you with Quinton's performance? It's pretty amazing performance for a first time in a big movie like this.
I thought Quinton did a great job. I mean, he's, you know, for somebody who's not an actor, or he is an actor actually, but for somebody this first feature film who really doesn't know anything about football, I mean, he couldn't point out an illegal formation if he had to. So for somebody who didn't know anything too much about either one of those worlds, to come in, step into it, and work out like he did, and I think he worked out 4 or 5 hours a day, and then really soaked up everything he could to learn about what he was doing, and then to deliver the performance he delivered that you saw in the film. I don't think it could have been any better.
That was John's experiment. John was able to bring out of Quinton everything that you see, but Quinton has a heart, has this heart that just emanates from his eyes and just in silence. That is so, you can read it on camera. Not a lot of people have that, but he has that. This was Quinton's role. No one else was going to be able to do what Quinton did.
Give me a minute, Bert.
We're in the middle of practice, Leigh Anne.
You can thank me later. Come. Michael, do you remember when we first met and we went to that horrible part of town to buy you those dreadful clothes? And I was a little bit scared and you told me not to worry about it because you had my back. Do you remember that?
Yes, ma'am.
This team is your family, Michael. You have to protect them from those guys, okay? Listen. Okay. Tony here's your quarterback, all right? You protect his blind side. When you look at him, you think of me, how you have my back, how you have his, okay? All right, Tony, go back. All right. Oompa Loompa here is your tailback. When you look at him, you think of SJ and how you've never let anyone or anything hurt him. You understand me? All right, go back. Got it?
What about Collins and Mr. Tuohy?
Fine, they can be on the team too. Are you gonna protect the family, Michael?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you hope that audiences take away from the story, Michael's story, and the film?
You know what? To put it simply, and I think simple is always the best, is you get up from this movie and you walk away and you feel good about people. And I think that's the best thing that you can get out of it, is you just feel good about people. You feel like that there's a lot of good people out there where you might not have felt that before.
And finally, what do you hope, what message of the Tuohy story and from the film, Michael's story, do you hope that audiences take away from the film?
That you have no idea what you're capable of. And I hope that everyone experiences that kind of support to reach your best. Because we live in a time where all you get is bad news. No one supports anyone. It's all for oneself, not. But if you just support someone and support them in the smallest way, it's massive. We don't realize that you could change someone's life by something we could do. What am I going to do that could change someone's life? You leave feeling very empowered.
Sandra Bullock.
Hey, you're changing that boy's life. No. He's changing mine.
The Blind Side.